Greetings and good day to y'all. Okay, why am I up so early? Let me tell you. I got up at like 3 a.m. It's 4 a.m. here. I got up around 3 a.m., put on some music, and I don't know if you guys ever heard this song. I love this song. Y'all probably heard it on my Instagram, on my TikTok. It's called Sailor Moon. The song's called Sailor Moon by an artist named Leah. She's really cool, actually. She's real down to earth. She showed me love a couple of times, so shout out to her. Free promotion, her album. I like her album as well. It just came out. But yeah, I was listening to that song and it just like perked me up. It perked me up out of my sleep a little bit, and I was like, I seen a vision of these cards in my mind's eye. So I got up and I got these cards out and I wanted to do a read with these. Now, the Empress just passed. So I was doing a reading the other night for those of you that seen it. So I was like going in this divine counterpart energy. But one of the parts of the reading that stood out to me was part of the reasons of the reading, why I wanted to kind of do this. That reading, it was saying that there's a feminine energy, or it could be like majority of those who resonated with that particular aspect of the reading, of kind of running from their calling or their soul mission, not so much running from the connection. Yeah, the connection may have had its, its issues or whatever, but more so the reason why someone was like really challenged by it is because they're running from their purpose, their calling. So I kind of picked up on that. It really depends. So I feel like for those of you that resonate with that reading specifically, what you're running from essentially is whatever door this connection is opening, right, to your purpose or your soul mission being included in that. It's not to say that you're not walking in it to an extent, but there's a resistance to walking in the path, right? It's something around it. I wanted to do this more so on Patreon, but I feel like I don't know, I just feel like let's do it here. And if it's something that I feel like needs to be like kind of discreet and not just for like a public, for everyone, it's like something, that is exclusive. And if you want to, go deeper into that, you can definitely invest in that reading. But for now, let's tap into why you're running. Like, what is it about? It's not really about a divine connection at the end of the day. It's more so about your purpose. And part of the reason why I resonate so much with Sailor Moon is because it is about divine partnership, not just romantic, but you notice her allies, her divine helpers, right? Her divine helpmates, her sisterhood, her spiritual team, her spirit guides, right, too. So they all work together as a collective for this one purpose and soul mission together. They just happen to highlight the romantic aspect of that. And even with Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask, they have a soul mission that they are also working together in. There's Tuxedo Mask right there. But you guys get the point. So let's go ahead and tap in. Let's see. Why is this group of divine feminines? Those, I will link the video that I'm talking about. Some of you guys already know. You already watched it maybe. It's an hour-long video, to be honest. It's an hour long and some change, okay? Some minutes, like an hour and 16 minutes long video. But that reading, I feel like maybe, for whomever needs to resonate with it. So I was picking up a fear of your purpose and your calling, not so much the connection. The connection holds something within your purpose, and your soul mission is connected to it. So let's see. Holy Spirit, what is the guidance and the message for the collective of those who resonated with that reading in particular, that divine counterpart reading that I did the other night, the aspect of running from their purpose or their calling. What is it that is, why are they running from this? Why? Why? What is it? The Sister of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. Ten of Swords. The King of Cups, which is, all the kings are women, by the way. I just want you to know that. If you own this deck, you already know. The Two of Swords. Okay. In order to, not saying, okay, for some of you it is, and let me explain the contrast of this, because I'm not saying this from a place of codependency. Not everybody's soul mission or purpose is tied to their love life, if that makes sense, right? Nor is it, oftentimes is it even tied to like friends or family. You might have divine helpers along the way, but your mission, your soul purpose isn't always tied to people close to you, right? Or some people close to you, or your romantic partner. That's why for some people, truthfully and honestly, like divine partnerships on that scale, people talk about twin flames and all that shit. And they talk about the aspect of there's a mission that you guys have, but hardly nobody really talks about that. It's kind of, it stays at a certain stage or level of just focusing on where the person is, how do they feel, and all of that. But the soul mission aspect of it, that's where it's most important. And I will say that it's not to say that you don't have a purpose or they don't have a purpose outside of you and you outside of them. In a sense, like, it is tied together. So I'll say this. If you guys are into Sailor Moon, if you've watched it or you've watched every episode or enough to understand the premise of it, or maybe a Sailor Moon movie, you'll notice that Sailor Moon is her own. She's a part of the Pretty Guardians. She has a mission specifically, and everyone is tied to it. Her and Tuxedo Mask have a connection, but he has his own gifts. He has his own powers as well. But at the ends of some of the shows and some of the movies, they'll go into their past lives. You guys watched it. In their past life, they were from two different kingdoms. Oh, I see you, Spirit. Here you go again. Anyway, because the whole Romeo and Juliet thing came out in that specific reading that I wanted to clarify further on. Like I said, I will link that video. If you guys already watched it, you already know what I'm talking about. Romeo and Juliet thing came up because one of the cards had the book open with Romeo and Juliet's story in one of the cards in that reading. Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon, in their past lives, they came from two different kingdoms. So they went back in time to their past life selves, and their future selves is kind of, it's a similar kind of like a similar theme in a sense. So Princess Serenity was that past life form of Sailor Moon, right? I hope I'm explaining this correctly. But anyway, like if you guys watch the show or you've seen like the Sailor Moon movies, you know what I'm talking about. Anywho, their mission is tied to bring love to the planet and cleanse the planet out. So every episode you see them fighting off some type of dark entities or some type of demonic plans or forces, right? In the Dark Kingdom, that's the biggest thing, right? Same goes with these type of connections. People only want to talk about that surface level stuff. And I get it. Like, we're human and, you know, we want to experience love and romance and all of those things. But for those of you that resonate with this, you know that there's something to this, and you know you have to be receptive to it. This has a lot to do with the heart space. This has a lot to do with the receptivity of really of receiving love and love of self. So there's something with maybe past experiences of betrayal with the Ten of Swords, not being able to fully trust anymore, mainly feeling like you can't trust yourself. In order to trust someone, you have to trust yourself to even give yourself permission to trust another person, right? So there may be a lack of self-trust due to past hurt and feeling like the last time that I opened my heart, or I frivolously, or feeling like you frivolously gave yourself away and it didn't pan out to anything. So for some of you guys, really question yourself, question your emotions. Spirit wants you to master your emotions, because you start with the Genesis, right? The page, it's the child energy, that's the student, the learner. Then you have the king, which is, they're all women, like I said in this deck, they're women. So the king is the master, right? It gets to the page to the king. The king has mastered their suit. So the reason why the king is always shown as so calm and collected, even though there's like a big wave in the back, like, you know, big waves in the ocean, and they're sitting on a throne of water, but they're so unmoved, is because they're not swayed by their emotions, meaning not that they don't feel anything, or they don't consider their emotions, or they don't follow their intuition, but it's a sound relationship with their emotions. They're not being swept up or controlled by their emotions. They're able to discern how they feel. They're able to act accordingly to their feelings and their emotions. So with the Two of Swords here, it is a double-minded, it's a split energy. I'm not sure if you can trust. For some of you, it could be you don't know if you can trust your person, or some of you, you may feel like you don't know if you can even trust that this person is your person. If you don't know who your person is, yeah, this is tied to that reading yesterday, because you have two kings. The King of Cups and the King of Pentacles both came out in that reading that I did yesterday, or the day before that. So if you want to go back and watch that, again, it's an hour and 16-minute video, and I will list it. I will tag it after this live. But there's something with that. The High Priestess, you don't know if you can, if it's safe to fully trust in love, or trust. So in essence, yeah, you're running from your connection, but your connection is tied to your mission. So you're running from that in a sense. With the World card, it's like, again, I'll say this again, be very discerning with what you watch and what you take in, because I can't speak for everybody. This is not going to be everybody's message. I don't want someone tying their whole identity to another person, because that's not what this is. But for some of you, your soul mission is tied to your person. Not everybody's soul mission and purpose is tied to their counterparts. But in this instance, for those of you that resonated with that other video and may resonate with this, I feel like off top, you most likely will resonate with this video if you resonated with the last one, because it's kind of like going into it a little bit more. So you have the World's card here. I feel that for some of you, either you have received a vision of what the mission is, what the goal is, or you will receive that. Because I feel like this Two of Swords is a veil. There's something that's keeping you or preventing you from fully seeing or realizing what this is, what this mission is, what is connected to this connection. And for some of you, it's like you might have a certain sneak peek into it. So those of you, you know, prophecy is told in puzzle pieces. It's told in parts. It's not given to you in full always. You might get the picture, okay, I'm here to save the planet. It's kind of vague, right? In what way am I here to save the planet? How do I even initiate that? Those things will be revealed over time. And I'm not saying specifically like you have to save the planet. I'm just using that as an example, because we've been talking about Sailor Moon the whole time. Hey sis, good day. For those of you that are up with me, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, but I felt led to do this. I don't know why. we just going, at this time at least, I don't know why, but we're gonna flow with it. We're gonna trust God on this one, right? All right, so yeah, there's hurt here. There's hurt. And that is part of the reason why there's a lot of running and a lack of trust of self. Can I trust my heart? Can I trust anyone with my heart? And that's really the biggest thing as well with that Page of Cups, or King of Cups and King of Pentacles. And they're women, so your person could be, your divine masculine specifically could be a woman. For some of you, just take it because I'm using this specific deck because I'm led to, but the kings in this deck were all women. So it doesn't have to be that it's a woman. I don't know why I just saw the word erotic. I don't know why, what the hell that has to do with anything. You have earth angels. See, yep, earth angels, light workers, and shadow workers. This is you. This is your purpose. This is your mission that the divine is talking about. And you have not of this world. So you are not of this world. Your path and your soul mission or purpose may be a little bit, it may be a little taboo. It may be something that is meant to challenge the system, if you know what I'm getting at. Challenge the system of things in some type of way, in your own unique way. And you have ordained connections. So again, you have divine helpers. You will have divine friends as well. This particular group of divine feminines I'm talking to, you will have divine friends and helpers on you're a part of your soul mission and you're a part of theirs. It's like, again, you guys are working together alongside with your divine counterpart. So as above, so below, with the Matthew 6:10, which is a scripture that says, as it is on earth, as it is in heaven. So there's something that has already been ordained and it's already set in stone, whatever this is. I don't know if that makes some people feel a little bit pressured, but there's some type of, there's something that has already been ordained in the spirit realm, and it is going to come to pass in the physical. You can't run from this. Whatever this soul mission or destiny that you're called to, you can't run from it. It's going to continue to chase you, literally, until you answer the call. Are you going to answer the call? That's the biggest thing. Are you going to answer the divine call? You have divine justice. So it could also be your mission to bring justice here on this planet, however you're led to do that. Whether it's literally you being a lawyer or a judge or activism of some sort, or whatever you do, you're balancing out the dark energy into light, the karmic energies, balancing the light and the dark, love versus hate is something with that. And you're ordained to do this, and you're ordained to be connected to, if some of you may have not met your divine counterpart, and that's okay, it still stands, right? Destiny still stands. Maybe you haven't met your divine helpers, the friends or the people that you're going to connect with. That is going to also be a thing. Never be attached in a sense of your purpose has to be centered around people outside of you. Don't get attached to that, because again, they all had their own personal powers and giftings as well. So remind yourself of that as well. Let's see. In a sense, you all need each other, but not in a codependency. That's the thing, right? And maybe that is the pressure as well, as like, damn, the whole factor of, you know, laying your trust in someone else's heart, or someone's authority or responsibility. You might feel a little bit pressure. Don't have that pressure, because if it's something, this is the thing about soul mission. When you answer the call, the divine is going to align you to where you need to be. You just have to be receptive. You have to be receptive. So you have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, this is answering the call. The Ace of Wands to me is like that divine power. That wand holds power in it. It has the power to defend, to fight. There's power. So there's some type of power that you're given, but are you receptive to it at this time? Are you going to answer that call at this time? or when it's time. But yeah, I do feel like the reason why you've been running, the biggest thing of this is trust. That is the biggest thing. How much do you trust others? How much do you trust yourself? Most importantly, how much do you trust the divine? I'm hearing Jeremiah 29:11, which is, "For I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, but to give you hope and to give you a future." So the divine is not leading you astray. It's giving you hope and it's giving you a future. You've been called. Another popular scripture from the book of Jeremiah is, I formed you in your mother's womb. I knew you before I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. It's the scripture. Okay. So I don't know if this is resonating with you guys. Some of you guys could be oracles too as well. I don't know. I haven't seen you here in a while. Oh, that's, hey Bianca. I seen your second message. What's up, Ken? I don't know. I just felt led to come on here. Shoot. So I'm just on here. But yeah, the high priestess, it's also, I feel like for those of you that are, divine, you guys could be into the psychic, what they call the psychic realm of things, the spiritual realm. You guys might do tarot, or you guys could be seers, prophetess. You guys could do different forms of psychic or spiritual arts, I'm hearing, okay? Some type of your high priestesses. But you guys are also, I feel, yeah, you're so comfortable in this state of kind of being in the back, in a sense, with the high priestess, like kind of being hidden to a certain degree. But with the world card, it's kind of like you're no more in that place of hiding. You're no more in that place of kind of, yeah, you're sacred, but you're being called out of this. I can't remember who this person, what character this is. Who is this supposed to be depicting? One thing that I do wish that the artist, she would have, because I have the guidebook, but I don't remember having the characters, like them telling who is who from the Sailor Moon series, like who is what. Some of them is easy to identify for me, and some of them I'm kind of just, I have to use my imagination. This one, I'm trying to discern which one this is. I know this is Princess Serenity, and we just talked about her. This is the rainbow. Actually, this is Sailor Moon Super State, actually. The rainbow. Okay, so let's get into this because I want to clarify this real quick. Yeah, you guys are being placed in a position of coming out of hiding, and that might be what's intimidating you as well, is the fact that you're used to being kind of in the background, maybe not being as noticed as much, or not having a lot of people. You might like to have your own space, your own bubble of protection, which you will always have that. But because of wherever you're going and whatever you're being called to, it is going to require you to actually be on the forefront, maybe some type of public scale. Like, clarify this. Sister of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this is like an opportunity. For some of you, luckily, your soul mission and your purpose is tied to something with your finances. Because not every soul mission or purpose is something that is financial, like something that will be business or lucrative, if that makes sense. But in this instance, in some way, it's tied. It's something that you will be offered to do. It's not necessarily something that you're doing now. I feel like whatever skills, whatever giftings and powers, of course, that comes with you. But whatever this opportunity or this business, this is something that you haven't done before. Whatever this is. The Ten of Cups. This will lead to some type of generational wealth and health. So wealth doesn't only have to be solely financial, but it could just be what you leave, what legacy you leave behind. Alongside with your person, it's like leaving something behind for your children or your community. I'm hearing for some of you as well. These messages keep coming up in my readings. I'm noticing the Five of Pentacles. And some of you guys fear that your person is going to abandon you. I don't know. I'm going to just call it as I'm seeing it and hearing it. Your person might kind of trigger some inner child wounds. Your person might remind you of your own father. And if your father abandoned you, hey sis, if your father abandoned you or ever made you feel like you couldn't trust him, or you didn't feel protected, or maybe you never knew your father in some instance, your person might trigger that fear that they're going to abandon you and leave you. Are they going to be able, because this man is protecting this baby outside. It's kind of like this child has been abandoned and this man is nurturing. So you fear this, but I feel, yes, yeah, of course, obviously, if this is your person, I feel like they are going to be able to protect you in the way that they're called to. It is what it is. And the reason why, and it might be daddy wound issues as well a little bit, just being transparent. But as far as like why I have like a love and infinity for particular, I love Sailor Moon, like the show, the series, I love it. But why I love and like, I kind of just like, oh, I just want me a tuxedo mask. And I resonate with that because he's always protective of Sailor Moon. And I think as a woman, or when you're in your femininity, you want that protection. Like Sailor Moon can hold her own to an extent. Like, yes, she might have her friends that have to pop in from time to time to help her, or Luna or something to speak to her and like amp her up or whatever. But Sailor Moon has her own powers and her own abilities. But I love the fact that like Tuxedo Mask is like in the back and he protects her. So that's what I'm getting from this. Like, it's a given that that's going to be, but you have to heal that aspect of yourself that fears being protected, or fears that you're not safe to be protected or loved, or that you can't trust, that you don't have someone having your back, right? Even with her friends, Sailor Moon and her friends, they always have each other's back. If they know one of them is in trouble, they gonna be there, right? So you have to trust that. Maybe you've also had fair weather friends where you thought that you could trust these people and they didn't show up for you, or when you thought that they were down for you, then they do something that kind of contradicts what they said they were going to do, or that they would always have your back. They might do things that make you question, okay, well, was that even real, right? Same with love or with parental figures. You got to go into the wounding of this, because your calling is it's going to be there. It's just, it's something you're not able to escape. But your readiness, your willingness is really up to you. And you've already been equipped and called to it, but it's like the readiness is more so within your own vibrational alignment within yourself. Like, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in the divine? Do you trust? That's the biggest thing. Because remember, I don't know if you guys remember, if you watched Sailor Moon, the first episode of Sailor Moon, when she's being followed by Luna, and she's being put pretty much into like her first fight and all of that, she doesn't feel prepared. Even Luna's like, this girl is like, oh my god, like, what are we gonna do with her? Because, you know, Sailor Moon was like kind of goofy. But she went in and did the mission, even though she felt like she wasn't ready. And sometimes like our training comes with being hands-on. Like you're not going to learn it just sitting in your room, or learning it by avoiding it. um there's different levels of utilizing your gift and your power, and with that, yeah, you're going to have adversity, spiritual adversity. If you really truly call yourself a light worker, I don't know what these new age people have been telling or showing y'all. It's like this false fairy tale of what spirituality is. That's not real. There's different levels that you master within yourself, yes, where you fight off those shadow aspects, but it's not always just this light and fluffy where you get to sit in some, I don't know, like some hut in the islands in Bali somewhere and just sit and meditate all day and frolic in the oceans. Like, it's not always just light and fluffy like these new agers. Oh, twin flames, we came to save the planet. But how y'all saving the planet? Just sitting somewhere like in a hut talking about twin flames? Like, that, it's that corny stuff. That's that whatever, like, gentrification of spirituality that I'm talking about. It's like, and it has like a lot of people effed up. So when they hear about spiritual work, they get all, oh my God, because like some things people are not really called to. It's cute. It's it's like a fad. It's a trend. And it looks cool to say, oh, I'm spiritual, and oh, chakras, and all this basic level, or just even just scratching the surface in the basic aspect of it. Like, it's all cute and everything until it gets real. And when it gets real, it's like, oh my God, that's so low vibrational. That's so evil. Oh my, like, stop. Like, people out here, like, no. Okay, there's different levels. Yes, it is a beautiful side of it. You can be in that place and state of bliss. But if you're talking about you're this light worker and all of that, and but you ain't doing the work, and you just think that it's all about sitting somewhere with your legs crossed and humming and in bliss and walking around with dreads and drinking juice, like, come on, like, stop. Stop. Come on. All right. I don't mean to go in on people, but it is what it is. Like, come on. All right, so let's see. Yeah, because it's a lot of shit going on in the world. Like, you think that spirit, like, your soul mission is just for you to sit around and meditate and play Buddha for fun and post it on social media and like stop. Anyway, you have the Amazon of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups. Another card that I noticed came out in the reading not last night. I keep saying last night because to me it kind of feels like it is, but it's not. That was 2 days ago. I think that was Tuesday. Dreads. Five of Pentacles also came out too, if I'm not mistaken. The King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Five of Pentacles. I think the Ten of Cups came out in the reading yesterday. I can't remember. It feels like it did. I think it did. Could be wrong. Maybe it didn't. But it's a similar theme of energy going on. So if you didn't watch that reading, go watch it, please, because I feel like it's going to go a little bit in depth to that. But there's a lot of heart chakra work that needs to be done. Abandonment issues, which stem in the lack of trust. So not to say that you don't have your work cut out for you a little bit. I feel like you guys are very wise and discerning and knowing what needs to be healed. It may just be a matter of how do I get into the healing, or go into deeper layers of that. Like, okay, I know that I have these trust issues. I know I have abandonment issues. Like, how do I go about these things and breaking myself free of that? Good question. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see. Yeah, and then the Ten of Swords, it's like mind, something with the mind. Look, answer the call. Are you going to answer the call from Spirit? Are you going to answer the call? Oasis, that's why you left social media for a while. Yeah, I get you. I definitely do. Yeah, spiritualities became so target. Like, You can buy it at Target. Like, no, stop. No, no. That's not what we're doing. Baptism and spiritual bath. So for some of you, some type of cleansing work. And I do not, by any means, I do not shame people when it comes to therapy. Like, if therapy is what is helpful to you, it's not always going to be. And I had this conversation with my aunt, matter of fact. Prayer, it helps. That is a part of it. But we have resources like therapy for a reason. Those things were birthed into this universe for a reason. Talk to someone and help you with that. So, but I am getting something with a spiritual cleanse or a spiritual bath. That's part of it. And sometimes it could just be those energies that latch on. Sometimes they need to be washed off as well. You know what I mean? Some things may not also, not everything is your own too. Sometimes you pick up other people's insecurities or thoughts. Let's say like, people around you may be in a certain vibration and their life is kind of like misery for them, and you're walking into that energy, and because you already have those insecurities, it's kind of like it feeds off of that in a bit. So it's not all your energy. I feel you have distractions. Something might be distracting you from your spiritual work, and spirit is saying, you know what that is. Everyone is different. Not all of us have the same situation, but there's something with distractions, and you know what that is. The angels, the principalities. So some type of divine force, your angels, your spiritual team is here to help correct things for you, get you on the right path. But you have to pay attention, really. Like, you have to see it. Low self-esteem. So for some of you, I say this with love. For some of you, it's a thing of self-worth. Like, again, I'll be transparent. When it comes to like love situations and stuff like that, and like trusting people, that is a challenge for me because of just past experiences, of course, and you don't want to face that again, and you want to protect yourself. But sometimes you can be overly protective, and a lot of it is, it goes back to, do you feel like, I had to ask myself this, Chenoa, do you feel you're worthy of genuine connections with people, where people actually do have your back? Do you really believe that you are loved? Because yeah, there may be people that don't have our best intentions, but at the end of the day, you're going to have, and you do have people that love you. So why not focus on that? Why focus on the opposite of that? You know what I mean? Don't put too much energy into this. Who doesn't trust, or who's not trustworthy, or who may be doing this, who may be doing that, because spirit is going to reveal it to you, but you can't live in that space of what if, that space of fear. Admiration and recognition. So yeah, the right people, the right person, they see you for you. And it goes back again to a message that I was reminded of. Like, you don't have to perform to receive love. You don't have to do things. And I feel like that is just some things by default that maybe we were taught as kids, and maybe our parents and so on and so forth were taught that, you know, you only get some type of praise or recognition if you do well in this or you do that. And if you so-called fail or you make a mistake, you get kind of punished for it, in a sense, whether you get silent treatment or you're told, oh, you messed up, or you're a failure, you did this wrong, rather than saying, it's okay, honey, babe, child, whatever, you'll do it better next time, or keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like, some kids have that healthy type of feedback from their parents, and some did not have that. So that feeling of, oh, to make mommy or daddy happy, or whoever happy, I have to do this and do that to even get them to pay attention to me, or for them to reward me, to make me feel validated, healthily validated. So when you don't have that, when you get older, you're seeking the unhealthy ways of validation. You're empty. You're seeking that fulfillment and that recognition. So that could be something to also address in your healing as well. But the right people that truly love you unconditionally will recognize you for you. They will admire you simply because of who you are. And it doesn't matter what you see as a fail. a mistake, a flaw, whatever. Those that love you, they'll still root for you. They don't look at you any less or as a failure and all of that. So remind yourself of this. It doesn't have to be too heavy all the time. It's just where you place your focus. And then it's easy to spot those that don't even deserve your time or your energy as well. Um, I'm noticing the colors that I chose. Is pink standing out a lot. I'm seeing blue and some yellows as well. So self-love with the pink energy, of course. Blue could represent your throat chakra, your truth, the way that you express yourself. And the yellow is also a part of self-expression and self-love as well. So I want to make sure that I'm looking at everything and I'm not over skipping nothing, the message. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see if there's any other advice for you. Then we'll call it a read. Commitment, your connection is ascending. So, yeah, I feel like the more and more you do the work, because there is shadow work that's being done, and I feel like on both ends, the more this connection, it levels up higher, and you have the balance card, alignment. Passion, try to come out, Kundalini rising. Oh, for some of you guys might, I don't know. Oh, Spirit, you funny. Remember I was saying, was it in this video? Yeah, it was. 'Cause I don't know. I seen the word erotic. So it might be like something with sexual, sacred sexual energy. I'll just leave it at that because I really don't know where Spirit is getting at with that too. Yeah, I'm going to just stop. Meet me on the bridge. Love is about meeting somewhere in the middle. So yeah, in order for your connection to reach a state of harmony, it really has to be in harmony within yourself as well. Like, you have to show up in the way that you're called to show up, just as they are there to, you know, show up in the way that they're meant to. So whether you're in a relationship with your person, or you know of your person, you know them, whatever, or you don't at all, still doing your part, your diligence with your showing up. That bridge, something about that, something with this bridge. Spirit be giving me like all kind of like confirmations and synchronicities when I read. It's so crazy. Like, it's so weird. Like, certain things I'll be paying attention to and I'll see, and it may not make sense until later. I reviewed this movie on my channel. One of my sisters put me onto this movie. It's an anime movie. It's like a romantic, kind of like, is it sci-fi? I don't know if I would call it sci-fi, but kind of. It's like, I love it. Like, hands down, I could watch that all the time. It's called Your Name in English. That's what it's called. Your Name, period. You could probably find it somewhere for free, but I had to rent it on YouTube. But I watched it and I felt led to watch it again. So I watched it a couple of times, but I was led to watch it like a couple of days ago. In that movie, I'm just going to describe the movie real quick for those of you that didn't watch that review, or if you feel led to watch it. But it's so cute. I love it. And the animation is so beautiful. It's so like vivid and colorful. It's beautiful. Anyway, the two teenagers in the movie, they lived in two different times of, I think they're like 4 years apart. I think it was like 2, 3, 4 years, something like that. And I think the boy was he behind time or was she ahead? I can't remember. But it was like they would like switch spots. Like, they would go into a dream state and then they would wake up in each other's body. Like, the girl would wake up in the boy's body and vice versa, and they would like live their daily lives. And as they're living each other's lives daily, they're like doing things that are out of character, right? Like, the girl is really shy, but when the boy comes into her body, she's more bold. She's more like out there. When the girl is in the boy's body, he's more of a hard worker, he's more attentive. You know what I mean? Like they switch these spots. And it came to a part in the movie where they tried to meet up, but they couldn't meet up and they couldn't figure out why. Like every time they would show up at a certain specific spot, the other person would never be there. And it's because they were in two different timelines. I hope I'm explaining this right. So there's a point in the movie where they actually do like bump into each other, and the girl recognizes him, but he doesn't see her because he doesn't even know who she is yet. So it might be he's ahead of her. I think he was ahead of her in time. So later on in the movie, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but at the end of the movie, they actually do, like, as they get older, I think they were like young adults, teenagers in the beginning of the movie, and they became like adults working in the world or whatever, and they see. But it's this part in the movie where they sense each other, like they sense something or someone's around. I don't want to spoil it for you. Anyway, but there's this beautiful part in the movie where they actually do, like, it's a split in the screen. It's so weird. Like it's like they meet at a certain time and it looks like it's sunset or something like that, like sundown. And it's this split in the screen and they're somehow able to penetrate it and actually meet. But that's when they were teenagers. But there's a part in the movie where they get older, and I don't want to spoil that part for you. But anyway, I don't know. This is what I'm getting from this. Like, it gives me that vibe. Like, the bridge means something spiritually. So it's kind of like there's something that's like missing or some type of hit or miss energy because something needs to be realigned. I'm going to go back and watch that movie again because I feel like it's some type of gem in that. And if I catch it, I'll let y'all know. But I would suggest if you guys resonate with that, watch that movie because it's such a cute movie. And it, like, animes always got like some type of deeper meaning in them. Like, it's something about them that, I don't know. I just love anime movies. Like, movies and shows. Hey, Ro. So I might go back and watch it sometime today and kind of see, like, go back, see what happened. Because there's some type of, even if you're with your person, if there's something that feels like you guys just can't meet some type of middle ground in some type of instance, like some type of hit or miss energy, there's something with that. It's almost like one of you might be stuck in a timeline, energetically, spiritually speaking, like you're still stuck on something that happened, or you're not current, you're not in the present, you're not really living there. So it's like you might have to go back in yourself and say, okay, what was I, where am I stuck and why am I stuck there? Why am I not catching up to where spirit is trying to place me or take me? And I don't want anyone to take this offense to this or take it the wrong way. Like, for some of you, like, your connections may be delayed, or meeting your person or coming together with your person simply could be because of being stuck in some type of timeline. When I say this, it means, let's say, for instance, childhood, where you're stuck where you received your first heartache or your first abandoned situation, or the first moment you were abandoned, maybe by a parent, or where you felt like they did, even if they didn't mean to, or maybe they made the choice not to stick around in your life, or they never showed up the way that you needed them to. That feeling might still be there, and you carry that energy with you, not knowing that that part of you is still playing out somewhere. So you have to go back and free yourself of that timeline so that you're able to show up and move forward. That's what I'm getting from this. Yeah. And it could even very well be, not to put all the pressure on you, but it also could be your person as well, because the movie, both characters were into different time zones. They were. So it's not just all one-sided. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to go back and watch that movie again because I feel led to. It's here on YouTube. Like, if you can't find it anywhere, especially for free, I think it's on Amazon too, but you got to pay for it. If you can't find it anywhere else, YouTube, you can rent it or you can buy it. But I think it is like on free somewhere. I don't remember where I found that movie. Yeah, they have subtitles, and they also have the dub versions where it has the English voices over it if you like that. If not, you can just watch the subtitles in Japanese, or watch the movie in Japanese. They have English subtitles. So, but other than that, I think that is the reading. Again, the sun is up. I don't know why, but Spirit's like, just do it, because I was up anyway, and I felt led to pull these cards. So I'm just like, okay. And I knew that it had something to do with the reading that I did the other day. So anyway, that is the reading. Much love as always, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, wherever you guys are in the world. Until the next read. Peace.